Hi everybody, good morning. I am RJ Smith and this is Crazy News Reacts. Welcome aboard. Now unfortunately today